Hello, it is Chris. It is Thursday, August the 8th. I got my new hat. Bought this on vacation. So later today, Donald Trump is going to hold a press conference. He announced this on Truth Social, which is kind of interesting in that he's faced a lot of criticism this week for the fact that he's not doing much, right? He's doing an event in Bozeman, Montana on Friday. He hasn't had any other public events. He's done a few interviews. He called into Fox and Friends and that sort of thing this week, but he really hasn't done all that much. And I came across this tweet, this X, I don't know what you call it anymore, from Stephanie Grisham, who you'll remember Stephanie Grisham was a press aide in the Trump White House and has since sort of turned to be a Trump critic. Here's what she tweeted. In regards to Trump's self-announced press conference, he's panicking. I've seen this play many times. He thinks his team is failing him and no one can speak better or save his campaign and defend him but him. He hates the coverage Harris is getting and thinks only he can fix it. So I think there's a lot of truth in that. Donald Trump is a very savvy consumer of the media environment. He is a believer in the sort of all press is good press view of things, that if he's dominating the conversation, then he's winning. And he's been proven right a lot of times. So I think what you've seen in the last couple of weeks, since Biden dropped out and it became clear Harris was going to be the nominee, is you've seen her absolutely dominate coverage. The story is that young voters are now more excited. People of color are now more excited about the Democratic nominee. You see these crowds she's getting, huge crowds in swing states. And remember, crowd size matters to Donald Trump. You see the polling that has her now ahead nationally by 1.5 or 2 points and tied basically in every swing state. You see the energy, right? You see the excitement. You see as I have talked about, and as the Harris and Walz campaign talks about, the joy that's emanating from them. Donald Trump hates seeing that. It makes him crazy. There is no question about that. He has lost control of the narrative of this campaign, which is not really something he's experienced all that much. He has sort of held the narrative very tightly over his 9 years in politics, mostly because he says and does things almost every day that draws huge amounts of attention to him. Again, if you believe all press is good press, then just getting press attention is the key. So I think he does think he is his best messenger. He does think he is the smartest person in the room. He does think he is the smartest strategist. And maybe the only person who can change this dynamic right now. So I do think Stephanie is right in all those regards. I think that Trump's campaign is much better run this time. I've said that before. But I think ultimately, when the chips are down, Trump is going to Trump, right? He's going to do the things that he believed got him there, which is rely on his gut. He always has in business, he always has in politics, and he will continue to do so. Now, the broader question here is it two questions. One, is he panicking? And two, does it matter? I think panicking is probably too strong a word. I wouldn't use that word. I would say he's clearly nervous and unhappy about the current situation. There is no question that the press conference is an attempt to wrest back the narrative, to get the spotlight back on him, to get people talking about him and him alone. So I do think there's clear strategy there, and I think that strategy is born of his concern that people aren't talking enough about him. Now, how much does it matter? Look, it's still August. There's, I think, 89 days left before the election. So there's still a decent chunk of time. I do think the political map and sort of the political calculation is a reset. We are now back to where we were pre-June 27th debate, which is there are 6 swing states: Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. The candidates are basically tied in those. It's looking like it's going to be extremely close, both nationally and in the Electoral College. So I don't think anything has drastically changed. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Things have changed. The map is more favorable today for Kamala Harris than it was a month ago for Joe Biden, which means it's less favorable for Donald Trump. But he's not being crushed. I mean, his poll numbers aren't collapsing. Hers are just rising. So I wouldn't say panic, and I wouldn't say this is a fundamental change. Trump is going to go off the deep end. I just don't see that. I mean, if you're he's going to Trump. That's what he does, always and forever. And so I think you'll see he may dig in a little bit more, do more sort of where he's, the provocateur, trying to just draw press attention to him and away from her, because that's basically his strategy. So I think you might see more of that. But I do think he's worried. I do think he's nervous about the trend line in this race and what he can do to change it. And so he's going to try to do some things to change it. He's going to hold a press conference. He's going to push for debates. He's going to say things about Kamala Harris's race, because he's just trying to change that narrative. He's trying to get the media focus back on him, talking about him, with him sucking up all the oxygen in the room. So yeah, he's worried, but I wouldn't say he's panicking just yet. All right, as always, I ask you to do 4 things. Subscribe to this channel. Easy. Just click the subscribe button. It's free. It's free and easy. It takes 2 seconds. Like this video. Comment on this video. Tell 10 friends about this video. All right, I'm going back to my Emperor's Cloud tea. Everybody take care. Have a good day.